Do you want your transplanted vegetables, fruit trees, shrubs, whatever it may be? Do you want them to get off on the best of starts? Well, then I'm going to share with you just a few things you can use to simply do that. First, of course, you'll want to dig the appropriate sized hole for the size of plant that you are growing. And then once you do that, the first thing you want to add is about a tablespoon and a half of any sort of fertilizer, organic slow release fertilizer. So I'll go ahead and, about a tablespoon and a half into the planting hole, just like this. But thing is, you make sure you do not plant directly into this. Instead, use the scooper or shovel or whatever and mix it into the soil like so, so that you're not planting directly into soil, because even if it is organic, it still can burn. So that is one thing that you want to keep in mind. Never plant directly in the fertilizer, even if it is organic. The second thing, which will really set your plants off onto the best of starts and really get them off on a rocket ship, is using a little bit of bone meal. I usually use about a tablespoon, and I like to put part of it. I like to put about half of a tablespoon down into the planting hole and mix it up, of course. But then again, I like to do the other half of a tablespoon or so. It doesn't have to be perfect. And what I like to do is to go around the root ball, take it out of its container or transplant plug, and lightly dust the roots with the bone meal, because this extra phosphorus, once it starts breaking down, and which bone meal will break down a little bit quicker because it's such a fine powder, it will start to provide needed phosphorus and will get your plant off on the proper root development, because that's what the a little extra part of phosphorus does. And then optionally add one more thing, and that over here is a little bit of mycorrhizal inoculant. If you don't have it, don't use it, but if you do have it, you might as well. I'm doing a test on bone meal versus mycorrhizae, so definitely subscribe if you want to see the results of that. So far, mycorrhizae is pulling ahead, but I don't want you to waste your money, and I always said that mycorrhizae was not worth it. So I'm going to see for myself whether it really is or not. But go ahead and add a good, or according to package directions, just go ahead and sprinkle that on the root ball like so, and you can put a little bit into the planting hole, but that is the only other thing that I would add before the time of planting. But after you plant like this, wait, there's one more thing, very important thing you need to do, and that is to water it in with a water-soluble fertilizer, something that is more readily, easily available to the plant, something that doesn't take a week or two to start breaking down. And in this case, I'm going to use some of my homemade fish fertilizer, as you can see there, but even the Alaska 511 fish fertilizer mixed with a little bit of Miracle-Gro, I'm going to water this for this little pepper plant in, and I would suggest this for everything. A little bit of either fish fertilizer or some sort of liquid, a little bit of Miracle-Gro, that will help to tame any transplant shock. That will actually basically get rid of any transplant shock unless you decapitated the roots. But that will get your plants off onto the best of starts. If you want to see how I made my own here for less than $4 a gallon, check out the video right there. But that is all you really have to do, is once you do the slow release fertilizers below ground, do the fast release fertilizers above ground. So I hope you got something out of this video. Again, make it your own. Apply this to fruits, vegetables, trees, shrubs. It doesn't matter what. Annuals, perennials. This can get your flowers and fruits, vegetables off onto the best start you've ever seen. And it's only really 3 required things plus one optional thing, which is the mycorrhizae inoculant. But if you want to protect your harvest from little pesky insects and other things, you want to see why I use this stuff right here, and that will go into how you can protect your harvest from birds, squirrels, and basically any other nuisance animal.